Welcome to Boozy Movies, where watching movies and making cocktails is what we do.
So today we're going to go off script a little bit. We have a spirit that we've really been enjoying. We've been using it in a lot of cocktails and people ask us about it. So we thought, you know what, we should come here and we should actually feature it and talk about it.
Yes.
And that is our Nixta Licor liqueur. Not just a pretty bottle, it tastes really good too.
It does. And a couple of things. When we first came upon this, it was actually at the liquor store. I was perusing the Amaros and liqueurs, and this dusty bottle struck my eye, in part because of how it looks, also because it was really dusty. And so I was like, well, why not?
Yeah, and it was kind of funny because we went through, I think, a full bottle, and we were like, oh, we need to go pick up another one. So I went to a different store and yeah, found it again, and it was a dusty bottle. We also thought maybe not everyone knows about this.
Yes.
And so if you guys know about it, please let us know. But if you don't, definitely let us know what you think. You should pick up a bottle. It's what, like, it was under $40. So
Under $40.
very, very reasonable.
Yes.
And very tasty. So first off, it is a light golden, sort of a straw color. Even the texture of it, I wouldn't say it's a full-on syrupy, but it does have a little bit of a thicker texture.
Yeah, and one thing to know is that if you get a color like this that is not artificial, a straw color, it usually insinuates that there's been some time spent on the grain. Roasting, mashing, time has been spent on it, and that's what incorporates the color.
It's really tasty. We get, well, we can go ahead and taste it.
Yeah.
Let's do a little cheers first.
Yes. Smell-wise, there is a slight bit of sharpness, but I think that that's actually coming from the sugars, and you can smell kind of a caramel, a sweetness to it.
Yeah, definitely the caramel, the sweetness. The sweetness is almost like a honey sweetness.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, you get the caramel. I had a bartender describe to me once that it reminded me of him like Tootsie Roll type flavors and aroma. I actually think that's kind of spot on.
Yeah, I can kind of get that. I do get a nice, strong corn flavor reminiscent of masa. So the kind of corn dough that they use in tortillas, and corn tortillas, corn tortillas, tamales, but a nice, like kind of full-bodied masa flavor. Do you get that?
Yeah, I do.
It's a bit savory even in the mouth.
Well, I think you even said when we talked about this before a little bit, almost you get like a cornbread, right, flavor to it.
Definitely.
And it has a sweetness, but it's not overly sweet. It's very smooth, and that's kind of what we've found when we use it in a lot of our drinks and sort of the purpose that we found for using it in a lot of our cocktails.
A couple of different flavors that you get from corn itself is, when I think about corn, I think about like the difference between like a fresh corn and when you boil it, grill it, whatever, and then eat it versus a processed kind of roasted or like that kind of corn. This touches more on those roasted corn notes. There's just a slight bit of grass in it, but not a lot.
I don't think I've ever really just drank it on its own other than just giving it little tastings, but you could just like pour this and just sip on it and it'd just be really, really pleasant.
So we did talk about the sweetness a little bit. It is on the Brix meter at 1.336 or something like that. That puts it at like a sugar level or specific gravity level closer to like creme de cacao. So your liqueurs, even though you might find this in the Amaro section at your liquor store.
Yeah.
Not quite as sweet as Amaretto, more towards like your Cointreaus and your Naranjos, so like those kind of liqueurs. It enhances flavor in your cocktails, and that's really what it says on the Nixta website as well.
Yeah.
Additionally to sweetness, it has 30% alcohol by volume.
Okay.
Again, along the same lines as Cointreau and those other types of liqueurs that really just enhance cocktails.
Yeah. It's a binder, it's a mesher. It kind of brings everything together. And I think that's really why we use it as much as we do, is because it goes with a lot of things. We've talked about how versatile that it is, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later when we start mixing with cocktails. Because we have 2 cocktails that we are gonna make for you with this ingredient. And yeah, they're very different and very tasty. But it'll just go to show you just how versatile this is and what it can be used in.
And another point of business is that this is distributed by Casa Lumbre Spirits, which is based in Mexico, along with the distillery, which I'll talk more about while we make our cocktail here, our first one.
Let's go ahead and start making that.
Let's start making it.
Yeah, you can set these
While
off to the
Brian
side.
gets all set up, this cocktail is inspired by Scarface.
Ooh.
It is a
Say hello to my
Cuban-
little friend.
Yeah, that's right. It's a Cuban coffee cocktail, and this one is highly spirited. This is in the style of classic cocktail or an old-fashioned cocktail, and Brian's gonna make it. We do have in here a coconut water sphere. We normally start with regular ice, but we wanted to go with a coconut water sphere.
But first, we need to smoke out our rocks glass. So we're smoking this out. But this is a rum-based cocktail, well, spiced rum. And again, it goes really, really well with the spiced rum.
We found that mixing Nixta, we have mixed Nixta with pretty much every spirit, maybe
so.
every base spirit. So vodka, gin, rum, tequila, mezcal. We've mixed it with everything here.
Yeah, and you know what? We've enjoyed it with everything too. Even with our Back to the Future cocktail, there's what was there? Miller Lite.
Oh
in
yeah,
it.
moonshine and Miller Lite. Yeah, we've mixed it with that.
Yeah. So we're gonna start off. We got some spiced rum here, some Kraken black spiced rum. And what do? We do 1.5 ounces of that. And then what other ingredients do we have in this, my dear?
So then we've got a coffee liqueur.
Yes.
We're using decaf because it's evening. And we really enjoy this one. Ricardo's. It's from Tennessee. So not Cuban, but it's the decaf one that we could find. I don't think the Cubans make decaf coffee. What's the point?
Probably not.
Right?
If you didn't want decaf, like the other one we would recommend would be like St. George coffee liqueur, as opposed to something like Kahlua.
Yeah, we don't want anything quite as sweet as Kahlua. Again, the Nixta provides some sweetness, and then we're actually also going to put in 1 ounce of Liquor 43, which is an orange liqueur. That does provide a fair amount of sweetness.
Yep.
Again, to kind of go along the lines with the Cuban coffee, which is strong and sweet.
Yeah, Cuban coffee will knock you, well, I was gonna say knock you on your butt. It'll keep you awake for like days.
Yeah.
We're just about done with this bottle, so I think we can get a 1/2 ounce.
Good thing we picked up another dusty bottle.
Exactly. You know, you can maybe find it in like the Amaro section. I went to a liquor store that was, well, let's just say they didn't have everything categorized probably as neatly as possible. I found it on just some random shelf with a bunch of random things. And I was like, oh, perfect.
Actually, that is sometimes one of the best ways that we have discovered bottles, or that we recommend, is that you go into the liquor store and you just spend a little bit of time in it, just like you would like a library or, you know, a fancy cheese shop. Is you just go and you explore and you read the bottle. On the bottle, it says Licor de Elote.
Yeah.
And that might be kind of confusing because
it's not like the kind you get at your local taqueria. When you think of that, there's like usually a lot of lime flavor in it. It's a little creamier and everything, like cheesy and stuff. So it's not that. Yeah,
it is not that. This is a sweet corn liqueur. And so how they make that and where it kind of gets its name is this process called nixtamalization, which is a Mesoamerican process, an ancient Mesoamerican process. They start with cacahuatle corn, which is also ancient Mesoamerican corn. So this is considered an ancient grain. They take that, it's dried out, and then they soak it in a lime type solution. It's pretty common for you to do that with some grains. Then they roast it, dry it out, mill it into a fine powder.
Mm-hmm.
They take that fine powder and they can either make, that smells amazing.
Yeah, it smells really good, doesn't it?
They take that powder and you can make like masa or tortilla, you know, take that flour and make tortilla chips, corn tortillas and things like that. But for this process, so they take that flour and they add it with warm water and they let it ferment into this yeasty wort, which is a sweetened liqueur, basically. And then they mix it with a Nixta distillate. And then that distillate, they let it sit there until it gets up to 30% ABV.
I'm really glad that she's doing this because There's no way I can do this.
After that, they add a cane sugar to get it up to the sweetness, which again is that 1.336. Here we have it, bottled in a fun little corn-looking bottle.
Yeah.
Ready for your delicious consumption. What do you think of this cocktail?
Oof. It's a bold cocktail. There's so much flavor in this.
Yes.
First of all, we really do like this black spiced rum. The Nixta, the coffee liqueur, but the Nixta, again, it just brings sort of all those flavors together.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Liquor 43 is going to sweeten it up, and you do get, the sweetness from the Nixta, but it just smooths everything out so much. It really does.
Definitely getting the bodiness of the Nixta in this cocktail, and I'm definitely pulling those Tootsie Roll flavors now.
Yeah, right? Yeah. The Tootsie Roll. I mean, with the spiced rum, you definitely get the Tootsie Roll flavors. Like, I think those are the things that really tie it together.
That's right.
We have this coconut water sphere, which is actually really easy to make. It's literally coconut water, and you put it in a sphere. And just like us, ours is in the shape of a Death Star. So
yes,
nothing to do with Scarface, but that's okay.
That's just the shape of our large sphere mold. And so that's all of our large spheres are Death Star shaped if you zoom in real close.
Yeah. Now in this cocktail, we only used a half an ounce of Nixta, but really the point of it is it's not to feature the Nixta in this. It's really to bring, again, all those flavors together. It's the support ingredient that you really need.
Again, like Cointreau, it enhances a cocktail for sure.
Yeah.
Brings all those flavors together. And then a big point that we make in our cocktail making is that we want a nice, long, sustained flavor. And that's really what the Nixta does in this cocktail.
Yeah. There's nothing more disappointing than taking a drink of a cocktail and then wondering where that flavor went.
We are going to make a cocktail that does pretty much feature Nixta, where it's equal parts with rye. Again, this is another highly spirited cocktail, inspired by the good, the bad, and the ugly. But before we make that cocktail, we want to plug really quick.
You want to plug while I get the ingredients for the next drink.
Yes, so we want to plug really quick. We ask that you like this video if you enjoy it, because we want to know if we should make any more of these videos. Subscribe if you haven't. We have a ton of movie and cocktails, and we are hoping to feature more spirits. Let us know what your favorite spirit is and what we should feature as well.
This is basically, it's what, half rye, equal parts Nixta, right? And so one thing we've learned with this cocktail and this ingredient is that the Nixta really helps sort of curb the bitiness of like a rye whiskey. So if you're not a huge rye whiskey fan, we definitely think it's something that you would like to incorporate into your cocktails. But even if you do like that bitiness in the rye whiskey, we still think you're really going to enjoy this drink. Another thing with the Nixta that we found, it's incredibly versatile. We've used it just like our previous cocktail. We've used it with rum. We've used it with tequila and mezcal. Here we're using it with rye. We used it with moonshine and even beer in our Miller Lite in our Back to the Future episode.
Right.
So again, you can use it and put it in a lot of different things, and it just helps bring up all the other flavors and kind of ties everything together.
That's right. So first we're going to do a 1.5 ounces of rye whiskey.
We use Bullet.
We use Bullet. Bullet is
I don't know if I'd say it's our favorite rye, but it's an easy rye.
It's an easy mixing rye, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's one of our favorite mixing type ryes.
We need to open this other bottle here.
Yeah.
I'm just ripping through this stuff. All right. What are we doing? Ounce and how much?
1.5 ounces. I did do a little rim of just brushed on some black pepper syrup, which is the syrup that we're going to put into this cocktail, and then some tahini. So that's a little bit closer to elote style.
In a Nick and Nora.
In a Nick and Nora, yep. And I only brushed a little bit, so half an ounce.
Half ounce black pepper syrup.
Black pepper syrup. Our recipe we'll put in the description for black pepper syrup. Super easy. It's almost despicable to not make your own. Anything that we want something a little bit dusty and deep and complex, we like.
It's pretty nice.
Okay, give it a stir, and
so she's gonna stir and I guess that's my cue to talk. Like I said, it's very versatile. We like putting it in a lot of different cocktails. We've used it in a handful of them, and they're pretty much all different bases, right? You can do the whiskey, you can do the tequila, like we said, the moonshine and the beer. I think we've done it with gin. I mean, I don't even almost know like what else is there. In this cocktail, we'll sip it again in a second. It's been a while since we've had it, but it definitely helps curb the bitiness. I myself am not a huge rye whiskey fan, and part of the reason is the sharpness, the bitiness that it has.
Let us know if you'd like us to do an alternative episode on techniques that we like to use on this channel, especially with how high ABV our cocktails are. They're very highly spirited, and so using the proper method and making it actually makes a huge difference.
Yeah, they don't call us boozy movies for nothing. Ooh.
All right.
Ooh. And then you have the popcorn, right?
I do have some popcorn. This has been just popped, salted, and peppered.
And so part of the reason we actually use not only the popcorn, but the Nixta corn liqueur in Elote liqueur in this drink was there's a scene in The Good, the Mad, the Ugly it's actually only a part of the director's cut, which I wasn't aware of when I first saw it, because that's the only version I'd seen.
Right.
And they're actually throwing these corn cobs like into a big pot and stirring it. And so I was like, oh, well, we definitely have to use something corn related because we try to tie in, our ingredients with the movies and everything. And then I went back and I watched the version that did not have. It was not the director's cut. And I was like, where did that scene go? And it's like a 3-hour movie. So I kept searching for the scene and I got very frustrated. Luckily, there is this website called Reddit out there, which is the best thing in the world and the worst thing in the world. Yeah, especially when you get into the comments. But somebody explained very eloquently that, oh yeah, that's one of the scenes that is in the director's cut.
Which was like crucial for this cocktail because
it was.
When we saw that, we were like, that's it. We're going to make a corn cocktail. As far as we know, they could be making Nixta corn liqueur in that scene.
Wow.
What do you think?
I know a lot of whiskey drinkers really enjoy the bitiness. That's probably why one of the reasons you like whiskey so much. It's not my favorite thing. This helps curb that. It doesn't plateau it. It doesn't plateau it. Yeah, it doesn't disappear. It's still there, but it's much more tolerable for someone like myself.
Right. So rye whiskey has a tendency to be very hay in flavor, very spicy, very bitey. And what you get in this is you get to taste all of the characteristics of the rye without that bitiness, without that spiciness. And so you're getting a lot of those earthy undertones. You're getting a lot of kind of those woodsy notes that are characteristic in Bulleit and in a Bulleit rye.
The black pepper syrup in here is also really, really good. I just, again, the Nixta helps elevate, I think, a lot of the flavors and really bring out a lot of things. The way it just meshes with a lot of these ingredients, it's just really enjoyable. The tahini on the side, you do get a little bit of the spice, which also helps out with the rye, right?
The spice and the lime, is a super delicious combo. Do you get the honey notes that are coming out? Then take a nice long try. Gearing yourself up for it?
I am. Tahini's a little spicy for me.
If you're not familiar, I try to make things as spicy as possible for Brian because I
see my eyes watering. I'm going to try to, maybe I'll zoom in, do a little close-up. My eyes water. I cry on this episode. We have to cut and take breaks because she tries to torture me.
So going back to, we were trying to make a cocktail to really feature the Nixta here. Can you taste the honey?
So there is definitely the honey flavor and the butteriness of this.
Yeah.
And again, like we say, it doesn't completely delete the bitiness of the rye. Like it really helps bring up a lot of the other flavors I think that you get with it.
There's the sort of fresh corn that has grassiness, has freshness, and then there is the type of corn flavors that have those more baked goods. There's more. So in this cocktail with the rye, you're going to get more of the grassy notes. You're going to get more of that fresh corn flavor versus in this cocktail, we're getting a lot more of the cornbread.
Right.
But in this one, we're getting a lot more of the honey. This one, we're getting more of those deeper, robust caramel notes.
Yes.
And that's the amazing thing about that we found with Nixta is that it's versatile.
Yeah.
Incredibly versatile. Plays really well with all sorts of spirits. And really enhances it, but also becomes more complex itself. So to hit rewind on our past episodes that we've used it in cocoa as our Coco Chamaco. Delicious.
With chocolate and what, is mezcal in there too?
Chocolate, mezcal, some spice in there as well. And so with our Aztec butter. We use it in Major League in Wild Thing. So we make sort of a Cracker Jack style cocktail.
Some flavored whiskey. What we had, like some Fireball, so some spicy cinnamon whiskey, right?
That's right. We also use it in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which came out at the beginning of this year. Yes, with this delicious gin that we found in London with rhubarb. Yeah, rhubarb and ginger. That one's really delicious.
So, and that came out probably either last week or a couple of weeks ago. So if you have not seen that episode, you definitely need to check it out.
And as we mentioned before, we used it in Back to the Future with moonshine and Miller Lite, of all things.
What a combination.
So we encourage you to check those out, but we've got some future episodes using Nixta that we're excited about, and we are probably going to put it in the league of their own. You never know. You never know. Let us know. Let us know if you picked up a bottle of Nixta. Can be found in, Total Wine Applejacks.
Yeah. What are your favorite recipes to use with it? What other spirits do you use with it? We have a whole bunch of other episodes that we've been talking about that we would like to do, just sort of featuring some spirits. One of our other favorite spirits is Italicus. We love Sloe Gin. We love Luxardo, so some Maraschino. We love Amaros on this channel as well. Yeah. So we'd love to do some sort of side episodes. Not that they're not movie based, but this is a little different than what we typically do.
On that note,
until next week, we're probably going to have at least one great movie, and we definitely know we're going to have two good cocktails.
That's right.
All right. Until next week.
See you then.
Cheers.